$417 more per month. They owe us, and I have all the details right here in the video. Let's get into it and discuss what's going on. All right, now in this video, I want to discuss the details of a couple new reports that were just released, suggesting they owe us $417 more on average every single month, or a little bit over $5,000 throughout the course of the entire year because of what is currently going on, because of no fault of our own, and that's what I want to cover for you here in the video, so let's get right into it. However, really fast before we do, thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe by hitting the button right down below the video, as it's totally free to do so, and because I am your one and only daily advocate, I'm here for you right by your side each and every day, watching all this new information hitting the wire, doing the research and breaking it all down into these short videos so you can stay updated with what's actually going on, and most importantly, how it's going to impact you, your money, your benefits, your lifestyle, your bank account, and of course anything showing up right now you can possibly grab and or take advantage of, including money, benefits, raises to benefits, checks, programs, stimulus, or anything else like that. Of course, I want to bring it to your attention right away. So again, thanks so much for joining me. Please subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet, so you don't miss any videos going forward, as it's a very busy time and things are changing literally every single day. Also remember, I am here for you in any way that I can be. That's my dedication, that's my commitment, and as always, that is my promise to you and everybody right here in the community. All right, thanks again. Let's get into it and talk about $417 more on average per person because of everything going on. Now, let me ask you, would an extra $417 help you out right now? Probably, because these are what the statistics are actually showing, and that's what I want to break down for you here in this video, because these numbers are still very, very high, and these numbers are still very, very surprising. Now, as a result of everything that's been going on for the last year and a half or so, including high prices on literally everything, including inflation across the board, literally on everything, on shelter, housing, in other words, on virtually everything like gas prices, food prices that are still going up. We know that prices continue to rise on a variety of different things, even though some prices have been coming down on different things. A lot of the things that we are all buying on a regular basis, the essentials, the necessities, food, shelter, clothing, all things like this, prices are still going up. Well, as a result of that, this new study is now suggesting the average household is actually spending $417 more on average every single month right now versus what we were just a short time ago. Now, here's what's interesting about this. About maybe 4 or 5, maybe 6 months or so ago, I've been watching these statistics because usually on about a monthly basis, this report is released. And about maybe 5 or 6 months ago or something like that, the report was actually showing the average household was spending about $770 more about, again, maybe 5 or 6 months ago. So it's actually come down pretty substantially, about, what is that, about $360 or so, roughly, per month, from what it was back in the highs of about 5 to 6 months ago, as this report was showing. So it's, yes, it has definitely come down quite a bit. However, the average household is still spending, like I said, on average, $417 more right now on the same old things that we've always been buying just because of high inflation. This is still not a sustainable situation, right? Now, here's the thing. Will these numbers actually come back down to zero? In other words, will we be spending the exact same thing that we were previously on the same necessities and essentials? Realistically, probably not, because all of these prices are likely not going to go back down to what they were back in early, say, 2021, before all of this massive inflation actually started. So realistically, unfortunately, most average households will continue to probably spend a significant amount more than what we were about, call it 2 years ago, not even 2 years ago. So yeah, kind of crazy, and honestly, it's pretty sad, because here's the thing. I've talked about this before, and I want to mention this really quickly. Let's just say that you're somebody who is maybe low income or fixed income, or maybe you're working a 9 to 5 and your income is kind of fixed at that point. Even though you might be, putting in 40 hours a week or whatever, it doesn't really matter what your income comes from, but generally people's income doesn't adjust, say, 20% higher, 30% higher. Generally, that does not happen, right? For the vast majority of people, incomes don't adjust like that. Maybe 2, 3, maybe 4% a year, maybe, and that's usually pretty unlikely as well. However, here's the problem. If the average household is spending, again, about $417 more per month right now, guess what's happening? Well, your income has probably not gone up by $417 per month. For most people, it has not gone up. That would be a huge increase on an annualized basis, about $5,000 through the course of the entire year. So as a result of that, because your income has not gone up to keep up with this extra $417 that's being demanded of us right now for the same old things that we want to be buying, that essentially means we need to cut back on things that we need by about that same amount, about $417. Or the other option is, and again, we've been seeing a lot of this lately as well, is simply we buy the things that we need and then again, we float the difference on a credit card. Not exactly the best thing that's going on. In fact, a separate report that I had no intentions of talking about, but I'll mention it really quickly as long as we're talking about credit cards here. A new report that I just saw showed credit card spending was up 7.5%. That's, not really a good thing because we can clearly see the trends here and we can clearly see what people are doing. They're floating balances on credit cards, using credit cards way more than what we previously have. And again, $1 trillion in credit card debt in this country, which has gone up substantially here just over the last year alone. Again, because of the inflation. Why? People don't have the money. They're taking the necessities that people buy. They go out to the stores, they buy the things, and therefore the money's not there. It's not in an account. It's not in your wallet or your purse. So then what you got to do? You got to float it on a credit card, right? So unfortunately, this is what's happening right now. Now again, I want to point this out as well. $417 per month averages out to just a little bit over $5,000. In fact, it's about $5,004 more through the course of the entire year that the average household is spending right now on the same old things that we've always been buying because of this high inflation. So that's a lot. Just think of this really quickly. Let's just say that you're somebody maybe earning, $10,000, $15,000, maybe $20,000 a year. Depending on the situation, that may be encompass about, say, 50%, maybe 33%, or maybe even 25% of your annual income, depending on how much you earn. That's a lot. Can you swing that? I'm guessing probably most people are going to say, no, can't do it, right? So that means you got to cut back because if you don't have the extra money, that means you got to cut back on things, right? So again, super sad situation. However, as I mentioned earlier, I want to talk about a couple reports in this video. Another new report that came out is showing energy prices right now. Let me point this out for you because this is a little bit shocking. So they're actually showing that right now, natural gas prices, because obviously as I record this video, it's pretty cold out there, right? Wintertime is upon us right now. And as a result of that, they're actually showing natural gas prices right now are up 12% year over year. So natural gas prices from what they were just a year ago are up 12% just in 1 year period of time, right? Electricity prices are up 10% on electricity prices. Natural gas was up 12%. Now, here's the thing. Heating oil. So apparently on the East Coast and a lot of eastern states still use a lot of heating oil for, heating this time of year, things like that. Heating oil is apparently up 28% year over year. That's crazy. 28%? That's a lot, right? That is a huge, huge increase, regardless of what you look at here. Whether it's electricity, 10%, natural gas, 12%, or heating oil at 28% higher. These are some huge, huge increases in essentially the same old things that we all need. This is not something we can say like, oh, I'm going to skip it this month. I'm going to live in the cold for the next month. It doesn't really work that way. You still got to heat at least somewhat, right? Still got to use these things. You can't just turn it off and be like, I'm good, right? It's not really how it works. You can't really do that this time of year, right? So super sad situation, but this is what the reports are now showing, and we can clearly see that prices are still going up on a lot of different things. And remember, these increases on energy prices are still up this percentage year over year. And remember, last year, prices were up significantly last year as well. So these percentages that I just gave you on natural gas, electricity, and heating oil are up that much more on top of what they were up on last year's inflated prices. So again, this is significantly higher than what we were seeing from just, say, 2 years ago. Crazy higher, right? A lot, maybe 40, 50% in some cases on some of these utilities. So craziness, right? How many people can really swing that? Again, not many. In fact, most people cannot, right? So super sad situation. And again, it all shakes out to, like I said, about $417 on average more every single month that the average household is spending right now on the same old necessities, the same old things we've always been buying. So this number has been coming down, to be totally fair. If we want to look for some silver lining within this whole thing, back, like I said, maybe 6 months or so ago when inflation was very, very high. Now, don't get me wrong, inflation is still very high, hovering around 7% right now. But still, when inflation was around, upper 8% range or even 9% around that range, that's when we were all peaking out on this. And that's when these reports were actually showing the average household is spending about $770 more every single month. Now, here's the thing. If you're a low-income or a fixed-income beneficiary, $770 more is almost your entire benefit. That's crazy, right? So you'd almost need to double your entire monthly benefit just to buy the same old things, because that's what the average household was spending. So good thing those numbers are gone. Good thing inflation has come down a little bit. But at the same time, just like I talk about all the time with these reports that come out on inflation, we got to dig into the reports because we can still clearly see that food inflation is still going up. Shelter inflation is still going up. Healthcare inflation still going up. However, if you have any plans to fly, airline tickets have come down a little bit. If you're planning on buying a used car, used car prices have come down a little bit. So, I mean, realistically, do we care that much about those things? Not really, right? We need to talk about the things that are essentials, the necessities, the things that regular people are buying on a regular basis. So, anyway, these are what the reports are showing. Of course, as I do get more details, I'll be back for you and breaking it all down. But this is what I want to share with you here in this video so we can get a clear picture on what is still going on right now. This is Main Street America. This is impacting everybody, right? Can't really get around inflation right now. And unfortunately, it's still very much a thing. And unfortunately, it's still going to be around for probably a while still, probably the entire course of 2023. It's probably still going to be elevated in 2024, and we'll see what happens in 2023, because if they, start printing up a whole bunch of money again, this inflation will probably go right back up. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Either way, hope you enjoyed this video and these reports that came out. Of course, I'm always doing the research and watching all this stuff very closely. As I do get more details on anything going on right now, of course, I'll break it all down into these short videos. So again, please subscribe down below. If you haven't done so yet, share the video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out any of the other thousands and thousands of videos here on the channel. Until next time, enjoy your day, have a good one, and please remember, I'm always here for you in any way that I can be. As always, that's my dedication, that's my commitment, and my promise to you and everybody right here in the community. All right, thanks again, enjoy, and I'll catch you again later in the next video.